What do you do when the center doesn't hold? Most of us, I think, are experiencing the core assumptions of our lives, of the world around us, of the world inside us, even being challenged in profound ways. If your mute button is not off, please put your mute button on.
But then your teacher would check your driver's license. They'd be like, no, she just looks like that.
Please turn off your mute button.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Huh, I figured it out. Thank you, Zach. Um, in a way, that disruption is emblematic of centers not holding. That the things that we rely on to give us comfort and solidity and predictability are disappearing. And we all know that. And we're all trying to figure out strategies for how do I get through the day, the next hour, the next minute? What do I do? And it's all, in a sense, trying to find our way back to knowing and comfort and predictability so that we can figure out how to move forward, how to go through the next day, the rest of this day. And it's being really truly challenged. And first of all, I want to remind you that you are human beings and that getting lost, getting confused, getting troubled, getting sad, getting depressed, whatever it is that comes up, allow that to be. Forgive yourself for all of that stuff that's coming up because the things that hold you together and direct you as a person are now not going to be as available as they were, and you will be challenged. Challenging times are in a way times of trial for the psyche and the soul, as they say, times that try men's souls. We are in that, and we're just at the beginning of it, as you probably sense. So, what are the strategies? And we all have them. Everybody's coming up with ideas. Don't watch the news, don't read the newspaper, take more Tylenol. I don't know what your choices are at this point in time. And of course, because you're tuning into this particular class and talk, that I have a prescription, if you will, for what to do when the center doesn't hold. Because first of all, it really begins with what is the center? What center is falling apart? Well, it's not your center, it's everything around you. Things around you are not holding up. And you may even be in a situation bodily, something old people like me feel, where even the body stuff isn't holding up. The predictability of what you'll be like when you wake up in the morning is not guaranteed. There's so much that's not certain in life at this point, and more than ever. And add to that, if you will, the element of this AI thing. And I don't mean to move into AI as a constant part of my speech, but I did see an incredibly lovely thing about a week ago of a picture of an elephant lifting a little boy up out of a uh, um, I don't know, a space that the elephant was living in and bringing him back up over a wall to his parents. And I had never seen anything like it. And I was like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. This elephant is saving this little boy. And and I saved it and I shared it with a few people. But next thing I saw was a tiger doing exactly the same thing. And I went, that doesn't feel right. I don't know the tigers do that. And of course, I shared it then with my grandson and my son, and they said, "Dad, that's AI. That's AI." And I went, you know, and it was like taking this thing that my body mind sense of being wanted to assume was this kind of quality of intelligence and kindness in animals that I did not expect. But it turned out to be it was fake. It wasn't real. And so I began to feel, as I am talking about here, the center of what is real and what is not real is being challenged in profound ways. Not just AI, but politically and environmentally, all of it's being challenged. And we are at the center of having to deal with that at this moment. You know, if you were born 20 years ago or whatever, 1,000 years ago, it would be different. 20 years ago, maybe not. I mean, I think my grandchildren are more prepared for the center not holding, having found a new center, a different kind of center. But the real center of life is not the predictable day to day wake up. This is how it works. Sun comes up, sun goes down. That's all wonderful and it's very predictable. But even that will change. All of this is going to alter in some ways. But there is one place that my experience is, and I share this with you because it was shared with me, there is a place that is deep inside that lets go of the story, that lets go of the predictability, that lets go of all the known factors of your life that have given you solidity and given you comfort. It lets go of all of that and it just goes into a place of knowing, just knowing. Not a great word exactly, but it is the one we have. It knows. And it doesn't contemplate what it knows. It doesn't think about it. It doesn't try to manipulate it. It is still pointed and aware, profoundly aware. And if you want to give it quality, which probably we shouldn't, but if you want to give it quality, it's very luminous, bright. Not bright where you can't look at it, bright because it is radiating its true nature at the universe and for you. And it's a problem in a way that we might try to negotiate a way to get there so we can get something out of it. And that isn't going to work. It's not there for your benefit. It is the very essence of what benefit is. It's the very core of the benefit, of the beneficial in life itself. This core level of you, which I will call the true center of being, is not manifested in your day to day experience as a constant source of your pleasure and well being, even though, forgive me, it is that. It really is that, but not in the way you imagine or think. It's not there to give you something, it's there to show you who you are, what this is. And it is really a process of taking away more than adding. It more and more, day by day, takes away, I got it, or I think I have it, or this is what it is. It goes away. And for a period of time, your mind will have difficulty with that. It will go, what. And then you let it go. You let it go. You go deeper and deeper into this place of ah, ah. It doesn't understand in the cognitive sense that makes a you and an it separate from each other. It goes to this very simple place of ah. Now, I will tell you there are qualities of experience as you go on that journey to that space. and they are problematic and exquisite. One of them is unbelievable joy and bliss. Unbelievable. And it's not describable. It is so complete. It is so full of a kind of awe at being itself. And I've said this to you before, and I need to repeat it because you need to be ready for this. It also, and whatever that is, goes away. And you will discover that you held on to it, that you wanted that it was your reward for years of meditation and sitting. Ah, I have arrived at bliss. And then gone. Same space, everything is exactly the same, nothing there, like nothing. And then you go, well, I was betrayed. This was all who, what was Bruce talking about? What was Rudy talking about? What were all these saints talking about? This is ridiculous. And your mind will go there. And the center that you are looking for will really start to fade away because the very thing that was giving you this exquisite sense of, is gone. But as I've said before, absence, the opposite of presence, is a great teacher. It's a great, powerful, potent teacher because in the end, it all goes away. And the part of you that wants it to be one way or another, mostly pleasurable or joyful or wonderful or blissful, even that part of you that tries to have that and own it and thinks you earned it goes away. Now, if that tells you, well, why am I bothering with all this? Why, if I can't have that, why would I go through this lifetime of sitting every day and meditating and trying to get there? And the only answer I can give you, and this comes out of my also sitting every day and being part of this inner being for my journey as often as humanly possible, is that you have to trust absence. You have to trust it not being there. You have to trust that the thing that you want to bring you comfort is gone. And that trust, that sense of, I will take another step into the world. I will do what I have to do. I will cook dinner. I will go to the bathroom. I will go for a walk or whatever it is, still continues. And it's still somehow part of the absence, if you will. It's part of the non blissful state. You may stub your toe. You may find, in my case, that my bathroom door locked at the same time that my mailbox fell apart. I mean, all these things started to fall apart, and I'm going, you know, why me? Why this? Why now? And then this thing happens, and I can't describe it well, but Rudy put it in an interesting way. He said, you know, you're in flow if you run out of gas right next to a gas station with a great restaurant attached. Then you know you're in flow. Well, the day that my mailbox broke, that couldn't get in the door, uh, this medication I was taking for a plantar's wart on my foot spilled all over the counter and wouldn't come out. Our our contractor, Kevin Holden, who built this house and is an amazing person in my life, came by with Stuart, one of the guys who works with him, who's another like angel who's appeared, and they fixed everything like that the same day. They just came, they fixed it. And I went, not that it gave me sudden bliss, not that it took away the existential, what's going on here question mark that lives in all of our lives. It just fixed things. It just fixed it. And there was a moment again of what I call profound gratitude. Because sometimes when you run out of gas, there is a gas station there. Sometimes it has a good restaurant. Sometimes life works out in its own funny way. And what we're living in is this unknowable creation, which is disintegrating in so many ways around us right now. The familiar is falling away, not all of it, because you're still having that amazing thing called breathing. Most of you probably are still having vision and smell and taste to some degree. I know it's falling away for many of us, but it is temporarily there. And there's something remarkable, remarkable about being, just being. And as I've described to you before, the journey I am on right now has moved out of human doing into human being. I am learning every day, but I'm telling you, if you think it's going to lead you into one depth of joy and magnitude of bliss that you've never known before as a constant, well, that may, I'm just not the one who can teach you that. Because what it's leading me into is the why have you abandoned me moments as well as thank you for being there. It's oscillating in the yin yang fashion. And I am learning as a human being how to be sad, how to be depressed, how to be hopeful, how to be joyous beyond understanding, how to love my wife in a way I never knew was possible, how to love the experience of losing my mind, which is happening, and memory, which is happening, how to learn to be, period. And being does not say you're only going to be one part of the equation, the yin and not the yang. It has never promised that. Being is yin and yang, it's sun and night, light and dark. It's the totality. If you want a pathway to some kind of eternal bliss, this may be that. I'm not saying it's not. A lot of the great teachers have told us that's what it leads to. But I will tell you, in my experience now of just being, it has everything in it, everything. And it's not something I can work through to get, like, prove to the world I'm a good guy, therefore you'll give me one reward after another. It's not like that. But it does provide me with someone to fix the mailbox, open the locked door to the bathroom, and give me a day to day ability to go through my life in a way that I consider to be full of amazing awe and wonder. And every day is beyond expectation. I never know what's going to be there. I never know how it will arrive. All I can tell you is that it is vibrant beyond understanding, and we're all in it. The center around us may collapse around us, but it's not the center. Watching television, reading the newspaper, getting up in the morning is not the center. It's what's happening. The center is the observational awareness of ah, ah, oh. It's knowing. It's just knowing. And it's not knowing this or that. It's complete abstract. Huh. And the more you let go of, as far as I can tell you from my experience, I hate saying larger it gets because there's nothing to compare it to. It is an expansive awareness. It's a very expansive awareness. And it is part of the human equation, but also just certain that you know that the human equation, to be alive and to be human, encompasses all the other parts of it that you don't like, the unhappiness, the sadness, the confusion, the fear, all of that. And once you know that and forgive yourself for having those elements come into play, for knowing that the world tests your ability to find that still space, it's really hard, and yet it's worth the effort. And I'm telling you that from my experience. It may be from your experience. I hope it is, because what we're here for is to allow you entryways into this depth of core being, which may be, if you will, the center. It may have no definition at all, but what it is aha, oh, ah, or ah. That's kind of what it is. And my crazy role here, I don't know where it comes from or why, is to talk about this week by week to the point maybe of exhaustion for you, not quite yet for me, because this thing that's speaking is it's so alive and vibrant and dynamic and has such an inner core being that I do nothing but honor it. And I love what it is. And I know it's not mine. And I know you have equal access to it. Every one of you has equal access to this core reality. You just do. It's not invisible. But if you're knotted up and tied up in all your fears and losing the center and seeing things fall away and not being right, then you're going to forget there's this observational space inside that goes, hmm, 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 just watches. Is. It is. Language falls away at some point. The description of it falls away. I think the only reason we're all here is the need for reminders, a regular reminder that no matter how discomforting it gets, no matter how it falls away, no matter how sad you get or depressed you get or questioning you get, trust me, every bit of knowledge of everything you know is not going to hold up. It does not hold up because this purity of being doesn't hold on to any of it, none of it. It's absolute. So, I have now three people in my life who are experiencing Alzheimer's. This is an interesting thing because they're all practitioners of meditation. And I will add myself to the list. Maybe, let's say four on the way. The fact of having had a meditative life, having had an awareness of core being for all of these decades, allows you to watch the dissolution of your memory mind and to watch it with grace. And each of these people are so instructive to me because what I see coming through is just light. No memory of yesterday or a week ago or whatever, 2 minutes ago, but this light. Now, this doesn't happen with everybody who has Alzheimer's, and I'm not saying it only happens to people who have meditated for years, but I want to say there's an equation of there is a development of an inner watcher, an inner being, an inner personality, if you will, whatever, that has always been there. And when everything else falls away, what do you think stays and remains in place? Just this beautiful witness. And I have to say beautiful because it has a level of sweetness and kindness and purity that I have not seen very much in the world. It is a great teacher for me. And as I watch it even in myself, I'm watching the thing that is observing is so much more powerful than the mind that knows. I'm forgetting people. People call me to talk. I can't remember who they are. I'm forgetting names. All of those things that are, they go along with aging, but they may tip over into deeper things. Wow, wow. And does it matter? It's awkward, but it doesn't matter because this power of pure knowing comes through. And it's in you right now. It's not going anywhere unless you just go somewhere else and then forget that it's there. And then I suppose my guess is the journey into the afterlife to death is a return to knowing, but you have to let go of all the drama of wanting to know and hold on to and have and think of. And I really believe that the mind goes through a dissolution that's not easy to observe or go through or fun, but it's the journey back to knowing. You're all doing that right now. And hopefully, in my understanding of it, when the time comes to let go of everything, you'll already be very practiced. You'll go, bye, ciao, boom. We'll see. We'll see. If I'm wrong, apologies. If you've wasted all these Sunday mornings, my apologies. But I don't think you have. I think this is a very real, extraordinary thing and rare in our environment. It's not taught in the schools, it's not part of your college education. This is something you've been drawn to for a reason, and it will be there for you. And as I've said, week by week, anybody you come in contact with. You are the conduit of kindness and love and goodness that the world needs. And I would encourage you, as I do week after week, spread it around. People can use it. Okay. Uh, I love you. I say this. I really love each one of you so much. You have no idea. You have no idea. I mean, I just love you guys. So thank you for showing up because you allow this thing to come into motion and it wouldn't happen otherwise. I mean, maybe it would, but be talking to the chair maybe, or well, Blanche can have it all. I don't care. I'm happy to give it to Blanche, but I'm happy to give it to you as well. And onward. So I'm going to skip questions today. If you have questions, write them down and write me an email. I love you, and we'll see you again next time. And just know you're always welcome to come to the class, even the New York classes, 8 a.m. California time, 11 a.m. New York time, and I will try to keep working. Also, by the way, last week I did teach class. I said I probably wouldn't, but I did. And those of you who need or want to hear the talk of that when it's online, but I decided not to go to camp to see my kids because I can't do the walk anymore. I can't walk from cabin to cabin and place to place. These are demarcations. It's all life is lining itself up for old age, and and I am trying to be attentive. So um, anyway, there was a talk. It might have been meaningful. I don't know. Thank you for listening to this one. Talk to you next week. Love you.